Genealogy research on your smartphone? Absolutely. In this video, I'm going to share with you a peek at the apps that I use on my smartphone for genealogy research. Hey there, if we haven't met before, I'm Lisa, genealogy researcher and author here at Are You My Cousin? And this YouTube channel is dedicated to helping you find your ancestors, grow your family tree, but not get overwhelmed in the process. If that sounds like your cup of tea, you're in the right place. Now, the other day, my cell phone did an automatic update. Now that's a good thing actually, because I know that my cell phone is updated and that it will run smoothly and function at its optimal. Now I took this opportunity after my phone had done an update to take a moment and assess what apps I had on my smartphone, which ones I still use, which ones I no longer use, and perhaps could just get rid of. Now I'll let you in on a little secret. Digital clutter drives me crazy. But I will tell you, I did keep my Wordscapes app because I do love a good word game. All right, back to those cell phone apps. One of the things that I realized as I was assessing what apps I have and which ones I use is that most of them, or a good majority, actually relate to some form to genealogy research. And interestingly, while many of them are very specific genealogy type apps, a number of the apps that I use really are not genealogy specific, but play an important role in my research. So I wanted to share with you my favorite mobile apps for genealogy research. And best of all, most, if not all, are actually free. Because remember, I am a frugal genealogist. Now we'll start with the apps that are actually specifically genealogy or family history focused. Now the first three are really going to come as probably no surprise to you. The first one is the Ancestry.com app. Ancestry is one of the databases that I use pretty much every time I sit down to research in some form or fashion. Ancestry is also where I keep my most complete online family tree. So it makes sense to have this app on my phone. If I need to do a quick check of a family tree when I'm out researching, I've got it right there at my fingertips. If I need to do a lookup, I've got it right there at my fingertips. So it makes sense for me to have Ancestry as one of my genealogy apps on my cell phone. Next up, I have the Find My Past app because I'm actually doing a lot of digging into my British roots recently. So it makes sense that I'm going to have the Find My Past app as well. With records on both sides of the ocean, Find My Past is a must for my research. Being able to access their databases and my online tree at Find My Past quickly and easily is really a must when I'm on the go researching. And next up, I have the MyHeritage app as well. Being able to access my tree at MyHeritage, including the multiple views of the family tree, and check their records quickly is also crucial to my research. Now, I mentioned in a previous video that I do have subscriptions at all three of these databases, as well as family trees online at each of them. And you can go back to that one. It's in the video where I talk about my genealogy toolbox. I'll link it in the description below, and you can hear a little bit more about why I do have subscriptions and family trees at all three of these. And next up, if I am out traveling in general or out actually seeking and doing cemetery research, I have and use the Find a Grave and the Billion Graves app. They help me to locate the cemeteries where my ancestors were buried, as well as to learn more about the area where my cemeteries are. Now, when it comes to my cell phone apps, these are the only genealogy specific apps that I actually have. The next in the list are actually non-genealogy specific apps, but I use them frequently and I think you will too. Now, first up is Google Drive. I organize most of my genealogy files and my business life online at Google Drive. I've got this app on my cell phone, I've got it on my tablet as well as my laptop, and everything syncs seamlessly. I am ready to research at a moment's notice. Next up is another Google app, and it's the Google Keep app. Google Keep is actually a note-taking app. It's where I jot down thoughts, where I take notes that I hear at conferences. I even keep my grocery list here. Having the ability to tag and color code these notes makes retrieving them later much easier. I also like the ability to be able to share the notes, say a fellow researcher. Google Keep also lets me voice dictate a note to myself as well. Now, I choose Google Keep, but there are many note-taking apps that are out there. And really, the actual note-taking app is not what really matters for me. It's being able to have an app that I can take these notes and easily be able to retrieve them later. So if you have one that you already like, I say stick with it. Now, I'd love to hear from you down below in the comments. What is your favorite app that you use in your genealogy research on your cell phone? I'd love to hear what you use, and I might just find a new favorite myself. My next app that I use is called PhotoMine. PhotoMine is a photo scanning app that is quick and easy to use. It's perfect for when you're on a research trip to a relative's house and you want to scan photos or even old slides. You'll love the ability to scan the whole page of a photo album. Now, I recently used PhotoMine when I was at my parents' house, and they had discovered some slides they had forgotten about in a shoebox, slides from, well, before I was born, shall we say. And so we wanted to preserve those. Some of them were damaged, some of the colors were off, but we wanted to preserve them the best that we could. And so I was able to use the PhotoMine scanning app and scan everything quickly and easily, and now we have a digital version as well. Now, I will note for you that PhotoMine is not a free app, but it does have different payment tiers. Now, another handy little app is called Pocket. You're going to love the Pocket app. It will allow you to bookmark articles or blog posts that you don't have time to read right at the moment, but that you want to read at a later time. How many of us have actually bookmarked things to read later and we either A, forget, or we don't really remember where we bookmarked it, right? Well, the Pocket app can help you with this. I often find genealogy articles that I want to read, but don't necessarily have the ability to at that time. Now, before I started using Pocket, all those bookmarks, they disappeared somewhere in the black hole of bookmarks, never to resurface again. But with Pocket and having everything in one place, I can pull one up and read the article in a few minutes. It's perfect for when you have to wait for an appointment somewhere. Next up is Google Maps. Of course, a good map is essential to us as genealogy researchers. How else are we going to find those old family cemeteries and the archives? Besides using the GPS function to get from point A to point B, Google Maps provides a wonderful opportunity for us to be able to walk the streets where our ancestors lived, or to look at the terrain by using the little Street View person on the bottom right-hand corner. Using Street View does allow us to get a better sense of what the land looked like, what the terrain was like, and all of those things that we want to know about as we build out our ancestors' lives. I discovered the Voxer app a couple of years ago, and it has quickly become one of the favorite ones that I use. It essentially turns my cell phone into a walkie-talkie, and this allows me to exchange voice messages quickly and easily. It also has a web-based version, and you might have seen me use this in some of my coaching programs. If you would like me to create a video on how to use the Voxer app, because I know it's fairly new to most of you, be sure and hit that thumbs up button and I'll know that you're interested in learning a little bit more about that app. Okay, the next app that I have is the Starbucks app. I admit it, I like coffee, perhaps a bit too much. But sometimes you just need to pick me up after a long research session, right? Starbucks is also where I go get my morning coffee when I attend a genealogy conference. So you might see me there in the mornings. If you would like to learn more about the genealogy research tools that I use, check out this recent video, peek inside my genealogy toolbox, for some more of my favorite research tools. You just might discover a new favorite.